In the age of airplanes, we've become explorers once again. In a single century, aviation went from impossible to nearly perfected. In just a flicker of time, life on Earth changed forever.
Hey guys, Andrew Freund here with director Brian Terwilliger. Brian, this experience right now is kind of mind-blowing.
It is pretty cool.
So kind of take me through, we're not sitting in a junket room at the Four Seasons right now.
Right.
Take me through a little bit where we are.
We're at 30,000 feet somewhere over the Pacific Ocean right now. And right now, as we speak, we're having an in-flight premiere of the film, watching the Living in the Age of Airplanes.
So tell me about the impetus of the film. Where did it come from? I know it took many years to make. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it's 47 minutes long, but it took 6 years to make, and it's about how the airplane has changed the world. So we shot it all over the world, 7 continents and 18 countries, and it's a perspective piece on the time we're living in, which is hard to see because it's all we've ever known. Airplanes become very ordinary and frankly a little bit inconveniencing. Somehow we have this association that it's a pain to travel, and it's a means to an end. We of course want to go where we're going and meet the people and have people come to us and enjoy the world we live in because of the airplane, but somehow the actual a miracle and extraordinariness that no other person in history ever had until the last 50 years of jet travel has really been lost. And so the film puts it into context of all of human history, into a very short package that you can now see what we're doing right now, like for the first time.
Of course, you have a very special narrator, Harrison Ford, aviation aficionado, I guess I would call him.
Yeah.
How did he come into play, and what was it like working with Harrison?
Well, Harrison is a pilot. He's incredibly passionate about airplanes. There's a lot of airplanes himself, and is just a true fan of aviation. I think it's probably his first love in terms of movies and airplanes. He really is very passionate about the subject, and particularly the story, and trying to share it with other people. It was important that his voice and his delivery and he'd own this story, which is very passionate to me. But to have him be the one, saying it and revealing this to the audience is really important to me, and he nailed it.
I need to know what Antarctica was like. 'Cause they went to Antarctica in the movie, and the images are so gorgeous, but there's not very many people there.
Right.
It does not look warm.
It's very cold. Negative 40 degrees with the sun out. So we were there in the summer, which was January. And so the sun circles you like a shark. It's exactly the same height above the horizon all day long because you're literally at the South Pole. And we were in tents camping for 11 nights, just waiting for certain weather to come and go, and to actually get to the South Pole and back. Took 7 flights from Los Angeles.
And lastly, just wrapping up, what do you hope, audiences come away with from seeing such a grand epic of a film such as this?
I hope when they get out of the film, they realize and think, I never thought about it this way. I'll never think about airplanes the same way again. I take it for granted, or I don't realize that if I didn't fly, I probably wouldn't go to the places I go and meet the people I've met, and have the life that we now live in the age of airplanes. That's very difficult to see any other way, and the movie tries to really show that in an entirely new perspective.
Lastly, tell everyone where they can go see the film.
You can see the film in about 15 cities now, and it's going to be expanding as we speak. So it's starting this Friday, April 10th, in giant screen, IMAX theaters, museum cinemas all around the country, and it's expanding worldwide. So you can only see it on the giant screen for the next year or so, because that's where it is best experiences, on a very big screen.
Go see it. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I am here with James Horner, composer James Horner. James, we were just talking, I was talking with your director. This is not a junket room at the Four Seasons.
No, it's a far cry from the junkets I've been on.
Tell everyone where we are right now.
We are, I don't know how high we are, probably about 34,000 feet.
That sounds about right,
like that,
yeah.
In an Airbus A380, premiering the film, and it's a first for me.
So,
obviously.
Yeah, so let's talk about, obviously, Titanic, Avatar, this film. How did it come across your desk, and why did you decide to work on the project?
Well, I had known Brian previously to his working on this film from his previous movie, and I am an airplane fanatic. And so whenever there's an airplane movie or flying movie, I always look into it. And that's what happened in this case. And Brian asked me to do the music, and I agreed to it.
What are audiences going to see in the film?
Audiences are going to see, on the surface, the technology of flying, but deeper down, this is a movie about how flying has made everything so much closer and made traveling around the world possible in just a couple of days, whereas before it would take lifetimes to just move maybe 200 miles.
So how do you evoke kind of the glory of flying in music?
That's usually done pretty much thematically, at least I address it thematically, and there's a sort of spiritual quality that the film has that I try and mirror in the music, and I think that comes across.
Also, I have to ask, tell us what you're working on next. I know people are very excited about the next Avatar. From what you know, what can you tell us?
Well, Avatar's still a little bit ways off. I think it just got postponed to 2017. I'm just now starting to sort of get ideas from the filmmakers and starting to think about it, but it'll be a little bit till I start recording the actual music.
Final question, what do you hope audiences come away with seeing this documentary?
I think, as I said before, the movie is this documentary is a lot more than just about flying. It's really about how it's brought people closer and allowed people to really be able to move large distances in a very small amount of time. And families are able to stay together, and it's a movie that's sort of much more spiritual than what we'll normally think about an airplane movie.
A little bit of turbulence right now, just not feeling it a little bit.
No, there's hardly any.
Thank you, James.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Leave behind everything you know about airplanes. Anything you've heard about their history. Every conclusion you've drawn from your own experience. And prepare to see them again for the first time.